Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society. My name is AJ, one of the hosts here at the Satoshi Society YouTube channel, and welcome back. And today we are going to be looking at a few indicators and a few technical patterns on the charts. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, one of the Bitcoin bottom indicators has flashed, so I will be showing you that today. And there's a few other things that I want to get onto as well. So let's jump straight into the chart. So first of all, I just want to show you the Bitcoin chart. And I want to show you this bearish flag, which I've been showing you for a while now. And as of right now, we are testing the top of this bearish flag at that resistance level. We do still, this is on the daily charts. We do still have the rest of the day, around 11 hours and 40 minutes until this daily candle closes. But as of right now, we are testing that resistance. If we get a break towards the upside, this will be bullish. For me, this will be bullish for Bitcoin because that will invalidate this potential $12,000 target all the way down here, if we were to break the support at the bottom of the flag here. If we were to break the support, then that target would be in play at around $12,000. But as I said, if we can break to the upside of this, it will invalidate that target. And for me, we will see a nice relief rally, potentially back up to this major support level here, which is around the $28,500 level. I do also have some more indication that this is a possibility, in the shorter term, to have a slight relief rally to $28,500, and I will get onto that now. So first of all, before I show you that, I do just want to show you this 8-hour chart here for Bitcoin. And as of right now, we have broken above this resistance level here. You can see that there's lots of resistance at this level, and we have had a nice break towards the upside. I did say if we were going to break above this resistance level here, we were most definitely going to come up to this resistance level here, and that's exactly what we did. And we did come to this resistance level literally to the dollar, exactly like we did last time here. We came up to that resistance level. Unfortunately, last time we did see a pretty heavy rejection from this level, coming all the way back down to around $18,800. And as of right now, you can see that we have had a slight rejection, literally from the very bottom of this resistance level here. Now there's still 3 hours and 40 minutes left of this 8-hour candle, so there is a possibility we could get that push to the upside, maybe further into this resistance, or maybe even get a break above this resistance. But as of right now, we are seeing that slight rejection from that resistance, and we literally touched it to the dollar, and we are getting a rejection. So this is a very important resistance level we need to be looking at. This whole area here is lots and lots of resistance, and for us to see any more upside for Bitcoin, above sort of that $23,000 level, we need to break above these levels, and that could, potentially bring us up to this $28,500 level approximately. Why do I think that? Well, if we zoom in a little bit more to the 4-hour, and I bring up the VPVR, this sort of gives us an indication of where the value area lows are and the value area highs, where the majority of Bitcoin has been trading at, what levels they've been trading at. So if we have a look here, if I draw a nice little box here for us, you can see that this is where we've seen, Bitcoin bounce off this level a few times. Now, if we look at this on the VPVR, you can see that this perfectly lines up with the value area low on that VPVR. Taking a look at the value area high on the VPVR, that lines up perfectly with this resistance level here. And you can see there has been lots of resistance at this level before, and we have seen rejections. So, we do tend to range between these value area lows and value area highs, and that's exactly what is happening now. You could argue that the value area high does stretch all the way up to around $22,500, around this area here where we had this last little spike, and that lines up perfectly with this resistance level here. But between the last value area, important value area, which was all the way up here, which is between around $28,500 and $32,000. There was no value area high, no value area low between this area. There was a big gap, and what we saw when we saw the price, drop below that previous value area low, is we saw, a pretty substantial dump. You can see right here. So if I just bring my pen tool up, we've got this gap here, and it doesn't signal any support. And what happened when we dropped below that value area low here? We got this big pullback towards the downside, and then established that new value area low and new value area high. So what I anticipate for Bitcoin is, if we do break above this resistance level here, and we do break above the value area high at this area here, I do anticipate the price to have a pretty, sharp move all the way up to this next value area low here, which is sat around $28,500. And that lines up perfectly with this major previous support level here. You can see that this was holding up Bitcoin quite, this was what was holding up Bitcoin back when we were around, between those, $28,500 level and $32,000 level. And even, before that as well, we have used this area as very, very strong support. So for me, it is going to be a very strong resistance level, but it is a pretty realistic level for me, I think, to have that shorter term correction. Do I think, the bear market is going to be over? No, I don't. I do think, if we do come up to this level here, it's going to be pretty likely that we are going to see a pullback in the next few weeks if we do come up to this level here. But again, it just does give us some confirmation that if we do break above this resistance level here, the likelihood of it is that that's $12,000 is, sort of wiped off the table. We can't completely wipe it off the table, because there is a lot of talk about it. But if we can, break above this resistance and, break above these resistance levels here, get above that value area high here, I think there's going to be a shorter term relief rally all the way up to around $28,500. For me, that's a pretty realistic target. So that's sort of what I'm looking at in the shorter term. I have told you about this Bitcoin bottom indicator that has flashed for me. And I've got something else to show you as well on that. So first of all, the Pi cycle bottom, I've showed you this multiple times. I showed you this yesterday as well. I told you that the likelihood of it is that it is going to cross. And in fact, we did get that cross. And for me, this does signal the bottom, because looking at history, every time we have had this cross, it has signaled the bottom of the bear market. So back in 2018 and back in 2015. But at the same time, we do get this MZ oscillator, which does flash a green bar. When we do get that green bar flash, that signals a bottom. And that signaled a bottom back here in January 2015. That signaled a bottom as well in August 2015. Continuing on, we flashed this green bar here in 2019. That signaled the bottom again. 2020, the COVID crash signaled the bottom there perfectly. And we are getting that green bar flashing now as well. And that lines up, that's sort of in confluence with this Pi cycle bottom. We are getting that. We have had that cross. So for me, this is just two indications that are signaling that this was the bottom. I also want to add the MZ Bitcoin bottom indicator as well. And what we're mainly looking at is this bottom green line here. So if I scroll all the way back to the first time we got that cross on the Pi cycle bottom, the indicator has flashed here. We got the green bottom on the MZ oscillator. But also, if I just get rid of the Pi cycle bottom quick so you can see it a bit more clearly, the MZ Bitcoin bottom indicator, this green line here, we found perfect support off of that level. And we bounced off that level, and that was the bottom for Bitcoin. If we continue a little bit further on, you can see back in 2018. If I bring the pi cycle bottom up again, you can see we got that cross. And then, we found perfect support along this MZ Bitcoin bottom indicator, this green line here. If we move on a little bit further, this was March 2020, the COVID crash, and we did find perfect support along that level as well. But what I want to just show you right here is that every time we've come down and tested this green line, we have tested it only very briefly. So the past 3 times we've tested it, it's only been very briefly that we have tested this line, and that's sort of what the difference is right now, because we aren't testing this level briefly. We have been down at this green line for quite a while now, and we have actually traded below it as well, using it as resistance. As of right now, it looks like we are getting that break towards the upside of this MZ bottom indicator. So if we can break above it, use it as support, for me, that will be extremely bullish. But this is, these are 3 indicators that are indicating to me that this was that bottom. Now, I have showed you the CVDD as well. That's still telling me that the bottom is potentially going to be at $15,500. So that does sort of conflict this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, because what I want to be looking at for me to have this as a confirmed bottom is I want to see that last. I want to see that relief rally, but then I want to see that pullback again. But that next pullback, I want to we want to be trading above what the bottom was here. So we want to be trading above that $17,500. If we stay above that level, then for me, that confirms the bottom, and then we get that next leg towards the upside, and that's again will confirm that bottom for me, and then we can start looking at when the next bull market is going to start. And for me, when the next bull market is going to start is when this flips bullish again, when that red line goes back on top of that of the green line. Looking back in 2018, this scenario here is what I want to be looking at for the confirmed bull market to be starting again. Now, this indicator, I know it has only flashed twice in the whole 10-year period that Bitcoin has been alive. But if I do just zoom out, you can see that it took a while for this indicator to actually get enough data to actually begin drawing these lines, and it has actually predicted both bottoms for the past 2 bear markets that have had more than an 80% pullback. So for me, this is a pretty good indicator to be looking at, and because it has crossed now, for me, I am just looking at this being the bottom, and at least this vicinity being that bottom. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And for me, we have sort of established that bottom. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the shorter term as well. Hopefully we can get that relief rally. Hopefully we can break above this resistance, because as I said, in previous videos, all of the indicators are extremely oversold. If we're taking a look at the Bitcoin daily, we are getting into that overbought vicinity, which is indicating to me that we could get rejected at this level. But going on to the weekly, we're still sort of in that oversold vicinity, very oversold vicinity. So in the shorter term, I think a relief rally sort of up to that $28,500 level is something that is pretty realistic. So that is what I'm looking at sort of on the shorter term, because it is on the 4-hour and the 8-hour, these resistance levels and these potential breakout points. So that's what I am looking at. Just quickly as well, because we have broken above this resistance level here, what I would like to see is to use it as support. We've got that break to the upside. We are having that slight pullback. If we can find support here, get up to this next resistance level again, break above that, use that as support, then for me, the confirmation is there that we are going to come back up and test that $28,500 level. And that, lines up, as I said, perfectly with this major previous support level here, which is going to act as major resistance. So that's all I've really got for you for Bitcoin, just to give you an understanding why this is happening, why we are getting that push in the crypto market. It's mostly down to the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq did get the break to the upside of this falling wedge, and it did come back down and test the previous resistance as support. And we are seeing that nice bounce right now. So for the Nasdaq, I'm expecting us to come and test this resistance level up here. It has been previous support when we were above it, and it has been previous resistance when we were below this level. So for me, I do expect us to come and test this as resistance. I think it is going to be strong resistance, so we could come up to this level, see a potential rejection, then maybe come test it again and then get that break towards the upside. But the technical target for this pattern is all the way up here. So this could give a nice big push in the whole crypto market. Moving on to Ethereum, taking a quick look at Ethereum. I told you about this range that we were trading within, and I did tell you that if we were going to break above this resistance level here, the likelihood of us coming up to $1,400 was pretty likely. That's exactly what happens. We didn't get the volume that I'd quite like to see. Unfortunately, I would like to see, more volume, like more of volume that we saw back here, but unfortunately we did not see that. But again, the price did come up, and we did come up and break this $1,400 level. If we can use this as support, then that will be great news for Ethereum, because this $1,400 level is actually a major support level and a major resistance level. Going back, in history, you can see that we have used it as strong resistance, and we have used it as support as well. So this is a pretty major level, and it's good that we have got above it, because it now gives us that opportunity to use it as support. Hopefully we can use it as support. If we do look at the indicators, we are, in that overbought vicinity. So in the shorter term, I would be expecting, maybe a last little push before a pullback, or we might get that pullback. Now, again, hopefully we can find that support on that $1,400 level. But again, it all depends on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin breaks this resistance, it's pretty likely, we are most definitely going to see another push for Ethereum. But if we do get that correction from this resistance level on the Bitcoin daily chart, then it's pretty likely that we are going to see a pullback for Ethereum as well. So that's sort of all I've got for you today. How are you doing, and where is Ben? I'm doing good, thank you. And Ben is feeling a little bit ill at the moment, so he is just taking a little break. So that's sort of all I've got for you. If you've got any sort of other altcoins you want me to take a look at, put them in the comment section below. And what I'll do is I'll get some TA on them for you, and I will make sure that I bring them up in the next stream for you. That is sort of all I've got for you today. The main topic for today, was this pi cycle bottom indicator flipping bearish, and flipping bearish is actually a bullish thing because it has signaled the bottom previously. Remember this MZ Bitcoin bottom indicator has, we are at that bottom. What these three indicators are telling us as of right now. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. If you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. The banner will be on the screen now, and there is a link to that in the description. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video, gave you a good understanding of what's sort of going on in the market as of right now. I am expecting that relief rally, so hopefully that can happen. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.